What's up, Death Dolls? Okay, so you don't want to say hi. That was my comfortable pause for you to say something, but that's okay. We'll just cut into it. What's up, Death Dolls?
Hey, y'all.
Thank you guys so much for joining us here for this week's installment of Makeup and Murder, the YouTube channel where we talk health, fitness, beauty, and we also bring you two very true crime stories. I'm Nikki Elliott Nelson.
And I'm Mocha Pennington.
And I guess we're here doing this shit. So for folks who join us here regularly, you might notice that this video did not drop on our regularly scheduled day.
Whenever that is, we don't know anymore.
When is our regularly scheduled? It's either on Friday or on Sunday. Sometimes it's on
Wednesday.
Correct. But you may notice that, this is definitely one of those times where it's not dropping on what would be a regularly scheduled day for us. So, without saying too much, Mocha got sick. Mocha got sick, and I felt like really weird, stage parent vibes, because it was getting to be about the time that we were recording, and I was looking at my watch, and I was like, well, I haven't heard any movement. Let's get this show on the road. Let's fucking motor, Karen. And I happened to walk by the bathroom, and I heard retching that would rival an exorcism. And it was at that moment that I knew that this wasn't going to... there would be no filming done on our regularly scheduled.
Yeah, so it is my fault, y'all. I'm sorry.
I mean, now listen. Listen. I suggested it. I think you were still gonna do it. I think you were still we could still make it happen. I was like, oh, sweetie, no, we can't. Poor thing.
I was ready to get up and do it.
She was gonna peel her limp, lifeless body off of the bathroom floor, wipe the chunks away from her cheek, and she was really gonna give it the good old college try. But I just at some point decided maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't. I'd like to also apologize in advance. The season is starting to turn and the weather is doing its own thing. And I am not sure what to set the thermostat on at the moment. So the beads of sweat you might see collecting here and here. I'm gonna give you a preemptive sorry. I'll tell you they've got nothing on the beads of sweat that is collecting other places. So, if you are uncomfortable, then what the fuck am I? Mocha, what the fuck have you been up to? What's new with you?
I just been hanging
Peaks and valleys.
Peaks and valleys, highs and lows.
Peaks and valleys.
I'm still single.
Well, the summer just started.
I think I was single last summer too.
Well,
probably the one before that one as well.
You try to give a bitch hope. Ungrateful assholes just won't let you, be a beacon of light, You guys, I'm gonna have to towel off. I am sorry, you guys.
It's warm, y'all.
The great thing I love about my gym is they put out these towels and I accidentally make off with them.
You just snatch them
on accident.
It's free.
It comes with the
asking you
membership.
to here you go.
Here you go. Here, take your complimentary towel.
Your little tea towel.
I thought I took one. I was supposed to take one. Every week you take a towel, right? That's the
way it goes.
That's the way it goes. That's part of it. There was a line item in my $60 gym bill. What? No, before we get into this, and on a serious note, we just want to take a moment because society is not only dealing with a pandemic, but we happen to be dealing with another issue. And we just want to take a brief second to address it. You guys, we want to express in no uncertain terms how dry coochie, little dick energy it is to attack someone based on their race. Right now in this country, Asian Americans, as if they haven't been through enough, are being targeted. listen, I'm not gonna act like or pretend as if I understand the problem, because it's not my job to understand the views and perspectives of racist, bigoted people.
Yeah.
I will say that it's dry coochie energy. It's small dick energy.
It's disgusting.
You should chill the fuck out. Let's not do that. There are so many valid reasons to dislike someone. Disliking someone based on something that they can't change, it's just
Or
do
even
better.
things they can't change.
Actually, you know what?
They're being overweight, or they're being too tall, too short.
Yeah. Here's the
Hair's
thing.
too short, too long. Like, people are stupid.
If you just worried about your fucking self, you'd have less time to hate other people. If you try to like advance what you had going on in your life, you'd have less time to hate other people. So let's work on that, shall we? And then we're gonna get into today's story. But before we do that, I've got a little product that I've been using it for a couple of weeks, and I kind of think, for me at least, it has changed the game just a little bit.
Well,
So it is this guy right here. It is called the Fit Index. Comes in this little box, this little device. And let me tell you a little bit about it. So, we all reach a point in life, where we have to decide for our fitness goals what is best for us. And, I determined a long time ago that losing weight is just not something that I'm interested in doing. Losing weight has a lot to do with the makeup of the materials in your body, not your shape or, having an appealing aesthetic or any of that. So, I do a lot of lifting, which of course by nature makes you gain weight, and there's no way to track progress using a scale. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have a scale on hand, right? But I use it once every 2 weeks. I don't let it make or break me. I don't pay too much attention to it.
Yeah.
There have been some times when I'm bulking and I'm just like, well, bitch, you gained 22 pounds. Maybe you want maybe you want to back off a little bit. And the scale helps you get back down oh, okay, but I lost 22 pounds, so I'm good now.
Okay.
But if you want to figure out what the makeup is, what your inches are, what your measurements are, this thing is absolutely perfect. I got it from Amazon.com. I think it retailed for $30. Not too much at all. Y'all, it has a space on the app where it literally has you select whatever area you're measuring. I usually measure my bust and my waist. The waist needs to be smaller, bust needs to be bigger, okay? That's what I usually measure, but it has a space on the app for everything, and you just record week by week. This week I lost 2 inches off my waist.
Yes.
And my bust went up. Not that much, but it went up a little bit, Okay. So I'm happy about that. But whatever area you're trying to track and see what's going on, you can make it do what it do. And you don't have to worry about obsessing about a scale that is literally only telling you the number of pounds that are in your body. That's it. It's not giving you how much of that is water, how much of that is muscle, how much of that is fat. It's not telling you anything except for... Well, this doesn't, but it tells you... It does not. You're right. Interesting observation. But it does give you measurements. So if you're concerned with an appealing or a physique, right, rather than just the number of pounds that your body is, you might want to.
How does it work?
Check. Oh my! It's super easy. So you see, you just pull it out.
Okay, like a little
yeah. And then you just
tape.
fold it into itself. It's got a little magnet there.
Okay.
And then you suck it down. It goes around whatever the thing is. And then you press this button right here, and it tells the app, record that. That's the measurement. And so you could do that for, down boy. You can do that for literally every area of your body. I knew it was going to go there. I already know what the giggle is, you dirty bitch. I already know. Okay, so you guys, Fit Index, got it off of Amazon.com.
$30.
It was $30. Money well spent. Are you ready to get into a story?
I am.
Are you ready? Okay, I am ready to. I am also sweating like a stuck fucking hog.
Yeah,
But
you got a little warm there.
y'all, don't mind us. This is
the little breeze go up.
this is the uncut. This is the director's cut version of Makeup and Murder. Hope that you love it. This is life, folks. This is what it is. Okay, you ready? We are going to talk the murder of Shayna Grice. Now, you guys, this is another story that has come back around. You know, last week we covered a story that had just come back, or 2 weeks ago, because it's a bi-weekly channel.
Yeah, we forgot to say that.
It's a bi-weekly channel. We produce content once every 2 weeks.
Yes.
And
then all the products we talk about is going to be in the description box, too.
Yes, all the products we talk about in the description box. There it is. 2 weeks ago, we talked about Kendrick Johnson. His story just came back into the limelight because the case is being reopened. This is a case that had some light recently shown on it because of some recent events. And I dug in a little bit to it. Actually, our girl, Miracle, from the YouTube channel Mind of Miracle,
Oh, yes.
I guess she one day might dust off her channel and come back.
Okay, we're waiting for her, honey.
We are patiently awaiting her arrival. But, you know, we do talk BTS behind the scenes all the time. And she actually told me to look into this story, and I'm so thankful that she did, because this fucker... All right, we're going to talk about it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, Shayna Grice and Michael Lane dated for 6 short months before she called it quits. There had been evidence in previous relationships that Lane was possessive and controlling.
He's a man.
He's a man, isn't he?
I
believe it. You don't even have to prove it.
Okay.
I believe it. That's all you have to say. It was said that he had bombarded women with nude pictures, believe it, of himself.
Totally.
Oh,
Ever been on a dating app?
all you get. All you get. If I had $1 for every unsolicited dick pic.
They say hi. Some of them don't even say hi. They just send you a picture of their penis. I'm like, oh.
You know what I started doing? I started blocking them. if you send me, you didn't even ask me what my fucking middle name was.
Okay.
But I've got dick.
That's all that matters.
Blocked. It said that he had bombarded women with nude pictures of himself on occasion and even gone as far as to beg women to sleep with him for money. I also believe that.
I do too.
For whatever reason, Shayna, then 19, decided that she wanted to put some distance between herself and Michael.
A smart girl.
I think I said for whatever reason, to highlight the obvious irony.
Yes.
It's evident why she would want to. Anyway, she was 19, he was 27. Another red flag, if you're asking me. Because here's the thing, there's a big difference between 27 and 37. And then 27 and 19. There's a big difference, and we're not going to pretend like we don't see it.
Yeah.
Because I see it, okay? If your age comes with a teen behind it, we ain't dating.
Exactly.
That's it, that's all. So, let's just have a little backstory on our friend Michael here, shall we? In 2007, he was arrested for an allegation that he had groomed a 14-year-old girl while working as a scout leader.
Oh, my.
So, we haven't been doing this for too terribly long. But I've got to say that there's a frightening correlation between scout leaders and predatory behavior. I think we've covered more than one story where this common denominator was there.
Yes.
I'm not saying a pattern's a pattern. After he was arrested, he made the decision to resign from the Scouts.
Wow.
At that time, he was told that the allegations would be considered if he ever decided to rejoin. Oh, that must be so trying to have those allegations considered.
Yeah.
In 2015, he reapplied and was not recognized as a past employee for several months due to what's quoted as a temporary glitch in the system. This means he was allowed to volunteer for that organization once again for several months. I've got to believe that Michael was given free passes because he appears to be unassuming, right? Like, you see it time and time again, the unassuming white guy, he can't be up to anything. He looks just like me. We live in the same neighborhood, or we go to the same church, or, oh my God, he has a little fluffy white dog, so do I, or, oh, we went to the same this. No, statistically speaking, it is extraordinarily likely that he's up to no good. If we look at the data would imply that the likelihood of him being up to anything great, not there. So this big cultural sensation where if you look like me and I find you relatable in some way, then you can't be a bad person because I'm not a bad person and you remind me of myself. This results in kind of a wrong person being granted multiple chances to do the wrong thing. And this negatively impacts innocent people along the way. I say this because even after his 2014 arrest, he was allowed to work for a company called Brighton Fire Alarms. Now, a quick review of their website, and I found their mission statement, which says the following. Brighton Fire Alarms Limited was formed in June 1993 with offices in Brighton. The business is to install and maintain fire alarm systems to meet the requirement of British Standard 5839. Don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And emergency lighting to British Standard 5266. The maintenance division provides the company with a 24-hour, 365 days a year emergency call-out operation to complement its overall service. We are committed to providing our customers with the highest level of service and support from initial design through each stage of development and or installation to the maintenance of our system throughout its operating life. So obviously this job entails surveillance of some sort. And you would think that even though the surveillance isn't for security purposes, the applicants would go through a screening process. But I don't know. My expectations may have been too high because there obviously wasn't one.
Yeah, that wouldn't work there.
Because he found himself employed at the Brighton's Fire Alarms. So at any rate, in lieu of his previous arrest record, he was hired. And this is actually the place where he met Shayna Grimes. The two became close and formed a very short-lived relationship, but Shayna cut things short, citing that Lane had become obsessed with her. After the breakup, Shayna began dating her ex-boyfriend, Ashley Cook.
She said, honey, I'm sorry.
She said, I got to go.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let me get a normal one.
Yeah. And Lane later said to Cook, not to Cook, but Lane later said she's going to pay for what she did.
Oh, no.
So, on February 8th, 2016, Grimes reported Michael for stalking when she received unwanted flowers and damage had been done to her car. Now, it had become apparent that Lane had installed a tracking device on her car.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And she said that he hid outside of her Brighton home that she shared with two roommates, sent her flowers, and seemed to threaten her new boyfriend, leaving a note on his car saying, Shayna will always cheat on you.
Oh, my God.
So, aside from him being, major creep, he's also a catty bitch.
Okay. He's short. Because did she cheat on him before?
So, of course, in the article that you're fine, that's, such an insignificant detail. Even if she cheated on him, you can't
do that, yeah.
So here's the thing. She cheated on you, bro. Leave her.
And then, obviously they broke up.
Right.
They got back together, so.
No, they didn't get back together. She got back together with her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, I thought.
No, Michael left a note on her new boyfriend / ex-boyfriend's car and said, by the way, she's gonna always cheat on you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, on March 8th of the same year, Lane was arrested when Grimes reported that he had snatched her hair and then grabbed her phone.
Oh my God. Where at?
Outside of her house.
Oh my God.
Because he has a tracking device on her car. Yeah. Lane was later released and Grimes was fined $90 for wasting their time.
How?
Well, because Grimes failed to disclose to the police that she and Lane were previously in a relationship.
That doesn't make any sense.
So, this is where I have to pause and ask why that detail matters.
Yeah.
Whether you're in a relationship with someone or not, you can't
They can't do that to you.
damage their property, pull their hair. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You don't get to tell someone how to love you. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to dictate that to them. You get to observe how they express love and then decide if you want to participate.
Yeah.
It is my opinion that cheaters, male or female, cheaters gonna cheat. That's just what they do. So once you've experienced that, you decide if you want to participate.
Yeah.
And then once you decide that you don't want to participate, you don't get to beat them up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You leave them.
Mm-hmm.
You leave them. You pack everything you own in a couple duffels, okay?
And you get the hell out
And
of
you
there.
get out of Dodge. That is the appropriate response. This seems like a lot. Maybe I'm not seeing something here. On July 9th, Lane used a stolen key to let himself into her home and watch her while she was apparently sleeping.
Oh my god.
She was
so scary.
actually awake and had heard his footsteps and hid under a duvet. Now, I do not know what a duvet is.
I think it's a couch.
Is it?
I think it's a couch.
I thought
Or
maybe it was-
the couch or the blanket.
Well, I always hear like, when I think duvet, I think like the, remember when beds used to have dust ruffles at the, you know what I'm talking about? Duvet makes me think of that, but I know that's not what it is. It can be one.
I think, I'm not for sure either. I
Right.
think it's a couch or a blanket.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a wardrobe. I don't know.
I know a divan is a couch.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know
below.
in the comments below what it is. So, she heard a man breathing in her room.
Mm-mm.
Shortly after the man left, and when Grice looked out her window, she saw Lane walking away. He was arrested for theft, given a police caution, and told to stay away from Grice. He's not even experiencing, like, I just have to insert that had Michael been any other color but white, I don't think he would have been continuously let off with just slaps on the wrist like this.
Yeah, he's in the woman's house.
He's like,
Watching her sleep.
you can't do
Crazy,
that. You
yeah.
can't, like, dude, women are not possession. Well, you know what? And there's another thing that I want to talk about too. Like, anyone who dates or is involved with men understands that they can have a predatory nature.
Mm-hmm.
So like, men who date, if you're watching this, not likely based on who our target audience is, but if you're watching this and you happen to be dating anyone, knock it the fuck off. You know, let's go to some therapy. Let's learn some proper, like, coping mechanisms for not getting your way, because this shit is not the way to go.
Yeah.
This is not it. So he was arrested for theft, given a police caution, told to stay away from Grice. On July 12th, she reported to the police that she was being followed by Lane. Now, police treated the case as low risk, but that the investigating officer would be made aware. On the 4th of August, she saw Lane loitering outside of her home. She confided in her friend Joan that she was afraid that police wouldn't believe her because of her previous fine for wasting the police's time. Although Joan was a witness to this, Shayna didn't report the incident to the police. Because why the fuck would you? Because last time I reported this bastard, I ended up owing you almost 100 fucking bucks. So I'm not gonna say shit. Basically, what you've told me is, deal with this asshole on your own.
Pretty much.
This is not important enough. What are the police doing? It certainly isn't investigating old crimes and closing those.
Yeah.
So what is it exactly that you're doing except for, like, handing out traffic tickets, I guess?
Hell.
Over policing communities of color, but we don't have to talk about that today. This is about Shayna. Okay. So, you guys, Grice was not even close to being the first person that had reported Lane. Despite law enforcement's claim that there was low evidence of risk from Lane, an independent investigation found that 13 other women had reported him for similar behavior. So now we have the 2014 grooming arrest, several reports of foul play from Shayna, and 13 other women who had previously reported Michael, and still no preventative policing. In fact, let's be honest, 13 reports and several arrests in, stopping the events that were to come wouldn't have been seen as preventative. It would have been putting a stop to what I would have assumed was common sense and a foregone conclusion. On the 25th of August, Lane waited until Grice was alone at home. Then he let himself into her home again. He slit her throat and set fire to her bedroom.
Oh my God.
She was 19 years old at the time. Her body was found by Ian Cook, her boyfriend's father, in her home at Chris Dory Road, Portslade, East Sussex. I struggled with that. I'm sorry. To this day, Sussex has the country's second highest number of stalking reports, right behind London, even though Sussex police claim to have put in place a training in response to stalking victims.
Did you?
Did they?
Mm-mm.
Sussex police had previously apologized for its failings in its treatment of Miss Grice, which led a police watchdog to issue 16 recommendations. The Scout Association said the safety of its members was a high priority and stringent vetting was carried out. Brighton and Hove City Council said the recommendations of the report would be used to create a combined action plan.
Well, I need to do something.
So, homeboy is in jail now.
Good.
Right? But I think this represents like an extraordinary miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, it makes me so upset.
13 women had reported this asshole.
And then the police just shrugged and was like, oh, whatever.
No big
He's
deal.
Fine.
He can't be a danger to society. He's unassuming and he just looks like a regular guy. Could be my nephew. Except for 13 women have reported him for predatory behavior, 14 if you include Grice. And then he's got this... From way back in the day, he's got these grooming allegations. What the fuck world do we live in where this is okay?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What world do we live in where this is okay? And by the way, this story is only getting attention now because a similar story took place, which reminded everyone of this one. We might cover that in the upcoming episode because men don't deserve things. Men don't deserve... Okay, not all men. I feel like sometimes you have to say that. Because the one man who's watching is going to be like, hey
now.
What's the big idea?
Yeah.
So for the one man watching, if you don't do things like this, then you deserve things. But if you do things like this, you don't deserve things. And stop watching our channel. Because you're not welcome here, buddy.
But leave a like before you leave.
But leave a like. And maybe you could... stay subscribed.
Yeah.
But don't you tell your friends about us, because...
Well, you can share it on the video on Facebook if you want to now. I won't twist your arm about it.
But still, do better. Isn't that bullshit?
It is.
It's complete bullshit. I was so upset when I read that fucking story, because I think that shit like this happens too often.
Yeah, it does.
And I know, it's never... The death dolls, it's not you. It's the men. It's the men who are protecting their friends by knowing that things are happening and not saying anything, not telling them to do better, not telling them that things are not okay. And I don't know. Seek therapy, seek help, seek proper coping mechanisms. You know what? We're going to go on a brief little break and we'll be right back. Hey Death Dolls, hope you guys are enjoying Makeup and Murder. If so, check us out on Tea Time, a YouTube channel where we talk about YouTube drama in all of its dirty little essence. Link in the description box. Okay guys, back to the show. And we're back.
Hiya.
Well, that was depressing. So, but it's kind of the nature of the show, is how it goes.
Depressing material.
Yeah, it's not good times, we try to make the most of it.
It's interesting material,
but
none of it doesn't
not
have a
much
happy
to be
ending.
Celebrated. You know what? Cheer me up. Talk to me about beauty stuff. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, bitch. Let's stitch. Let's stitch.
All right, bitch. Shut up. All right, on my eyes, I got these 2 palettes from Minus Cosmetics.
Ooh, okay.
And on my eyes, it's the Unveiled Berry Nudes palette, honey.
Ooh.
I really like this.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Isn't it? It's really pretty.
They're all like pink and pretty and soft and playful.
Pinks, reds, and purples are my favorites. I'm wearing pretty much the entire bottom row and then that purple right there in the outer corner.
You know what I feel like? There's this like video that was like riding around the internet for some time in like 2016. And this girl was in like a Sephora with her boyfriend. And like he didn't know shit about makeup, right? But she's showing him like this like lipstick and he's like, I wish it was matte. And I was just like, protect him. Protect him. So I don't know what any of this means, but it looks pretty.
Well, these are mattes.
Oh, are they?
And those are shimmers.
Okay, hold on. These look kind of dry and these look kind of sparkly. Is that what the difference is?
Yeah, but these are actually pretty creamy. I want to say that they're dry.
Oh, I mean, okay. So what word am I looking for when I say
like the color is like this flat.
Flat, yeah. It's like, yeah. It's not, so it's not like a car. You know, like when you paint a car, it's shiny. You know, it's not like that kind. It's like, you know.
This is a very flat color.
Yeah, but they're really pretty.
Yes, I really like this palette a lot. You can do some little cheeky looks with this.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
It's super cute. You got another one there. What's that?
I done got a face palette.
Okay.
Minus Cosmetics. It's a collab they did with Neon MUA.
Oh, Neon! That's Boo right there.
No, this is the Noon palette.
Noon? Like Noon?
Yes, Noon.
Oh, okay.
They have like 4 face palettes depending on like your skin color.
You really like this one.
Oh, the bronzer. Because, you know, I go a little ham on the bronzer.
Oh, yeah,
I do.
You scooped it out of there, huh?
And the highlight.
I mean, you really dug in that.
The highlight is absolutely amazing. I love that highlight. It feels like wet. Remember you touched it? It feels like, like the texture is like weird because it feels like it's wet and cold. It feels like kind of putty-ish.
This is the one that felt wet and it does. Yeah. Oh my, but it's like Play-Doh-ish.
Yeah, it's like a little like putty.
Oh my god, look, it's so cool. Like, look at it.
It's gorgeous.
Do you see that? Are y'all seeing that right there? Look at it. Look at it. But you know, it's Neon MUA. What do you expect?
Yeah.
What do you expect?
I love that. Like with me, like I feel like you can use a brush on it and put it on, but using your fingers, like tapping in, like helps a lot and gets it like a little bit more intense. Because you know, I like the blind people. I like to go outside and honey, people get blind.
You like to stun on them hoes.
Yes.
You like, you know, in your gator boots.
Okay. I think my only complaint was like the blush is this like, it's like really light. Like it's really buildable.
Okay.
It's buildable.
But you have to build it.
Yeah, you just have to build it up. But she's there.
So the blush is this one?
Yeah, the pink one.
Gotcha.
And it has a little shimmer in it too. Because you know, my skin's dry, honey. I like to sparkle a little bit.
Those are really pretty.
I love it.
Obviously.
Yes, I do. I'll probably buy it again.
I feel like you just got it and I'm already seeing the silver part. The pan.
You know, I use a lot of bronzer.
Yeah.
It comes with the contour and obviously the highlight and the blush.
Hey, maid. I see you got your maid outfit like always.
And I'm actually wearing a different color lipstick this
time. Oh,
time.
are you?
I am.
No, you're not.
It's still from Laura Lee, y'all. But it's called Topless.
Oh, okay.
So look, if you're my complexion or deeper, honey, you need to use the brown liner trick on this.
So that's where you were saying you line the outside of your lips with the brown first.
Yeah, and then you put that in and blend it in.
It makes it better?
She's like a light.
Okay.
She's very, like, I feel like a white woman. Like, you can wear it and it'll be fine.
Oh.
You got a little
pigment to you. Yeah. All right.
I don't have a book today. I was going to talk to you about a book, but, like, the storyline's so complex, and I was like, I can't do that in like 2 minutes.
And you know, it's hard to go from like literally puking in a toilet to like talking about complex theories. It's really difficult, you know? So like this week you get a pass.
Okay.
We'll just, whatever. Water under the bridge, girl. It's no big deal. The dolls got you.
Thank you.
Raise your hand if you've ever been puking in a toilet. Woo-hoo. It happens to all of us.
I mean, it does. I shouldn't college.
Oh,
in high school too.
Well, and apparently this weekend.
Such
You
a
know, the
flyer.
more things change, the more they stay the same. The more they stay the same. It just happens. Well, you know, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You got a story for us?
I do, honey. I'm gonna talk to y'all about Angelina Rodriguez. Subtitle Not the Smartest.
Oh.
But I was gonna put So Many Men, So Little Time, because she likes her men, I'll tell you that.
Oh, sounds like a fun girl.
I mean,
Like, here's the thing. I have to say, men aren't good typically for much.
yeah.
But what they are good for, some of them are really good for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And the ones that are not, even though they're plentiful.
But no, she likes her man, like her, God, y'all figure out why I called it she's not the smartest.
Okay.
Angelina Rodriguez was born in 1968 in Rockaway Beach, New York, a middle-class area in Queens. Her father was the true definition of an absentee father, honey. She was like a toddler. He said bye. He booked out. She never saw him again. No one ever saw him again. Well, pretty sure people did. Just not his family.
Not in relation to that family.
Yes. I mean, her mom was like, well, hell, honey, I need to work because, you know, she needs to, like, pay the bills. So
Right.
she was working, like, 2 jobs.
Mhm.
So she, like, barely got to see her 2 daughters.
Okay.
So she asked her father, like, could you watch my kids while I'm working? So
Yeah.
they pretty much lived with their grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah. For some time with the grandfather. Angelina's childhood was described as one without, like, a lot of love and affection.
Okay.
Because, you know, her mom
Was working.
and her dad,
Booked it.
okay? But she sought out love and affection from boys.
Oh.
Angelina jumped from boy to boy, honey, draining them all the attention they could spare, and then she left them. She's like, oh, no more attention, bye, honey.
It's not a bad plan, all in all.
I mean, she got the nickname the revolving door because I'm joking, she really didn't.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
No.
Oh.
No, she didn't. I was totally joking.
Okay.
But her relationships were said to, like, were very superficial. Like, they really didn't have any depth, or she just like, oh, I like him. They dated for, like, a split second, and she left him.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, she would jump in him quickly and leave him quickly.
Okay.
First out of high school, Angelina married her neighbor, Hector. The marriage was no different from any of her other relationships, honey. They were divorced within a year or 2, I think. I can't
Okay,
remember. Don't
well.
hate me. Angelina was 21 when she met her second husband, Tom Fuller. Onlookers believed that her second marriage was going to last.
Okay.
She relocated with Tom to California in Paso Robles. They also had 2 children, Autumn, born in 1990.
Might I add, I love the phonics that you did here. Like, just to, like, I'm literally looking, it says, robe, capital, dash, less.
Because I'm horrible
Because
with
that's how you pronounce it. You know what?
I'm horrible with names.
She's evolving. She's evolving, dolls. She's evolving. Okay, I'm sorry.
She had 2 daughters, Autumn, who was born in 1990, and Alicia, I don't know. I'm going to say Alicia.
I mean, I'd hate to say that it's interchangeable because our luck, there's an Alicia watching, like, actually.
Okay.
But Alicia is kind of like one of those names that's like Shauna. It's like Shauna, Shayna.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I'm sure there is one.
I always thought it was Alicia, because
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone. But
Right.
It's like no, Alicia Keys, and it's spelled the exact same way.
What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
So she was born in 1992.
Yeah.
Angelina was said to be a very affectionate mother.
Okay.
Often seen laughing and playing with her children. Unfortunately, Angelina's youngest daughter, Alicia, passed away in 1993 from choking on a pacifier. That certain brand and make was like recalled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, because it was like said to be like very defective.
Okay, so did she get her bag?
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna find out.
Okay.
The loss of her child took a toll on Angelina as well as her marriage. She was divorced by 1994, honey. And then, you know, she slipped back on her old pattern, hopping from man to man, having herself a good old time.
Okay.
By the year 2000, she even married and divorced for a 3rd time, honey. I mean, I can't even find his name.
This is how she does. This
So
is
it
what she
wasn't
does.
too important.
But you know what? I think it's very important that we say, you know, that we don't shame her for this.
No, honey.
You date as much as you fucking want.
Okay.
You know what? Be a slut. Do it.
I see nothing wrong with that, honey.
Listen, honey, you only got a good 60, 70 years before things go so far south they just don't come back anymore, you know? So really, you want to get all the mileage off of it you can.
You gotta have yourself some fun.
You know? I mean, of course you can still have fun in your 70s, but we would be remiss if we didn't mention that it's a little different, you know? When you've got to hold things in place because they just don't work the same anymore.
Well.
You know? So listen. I say from age 20 to 60. 65. Really just get all the mileage off of it you can, you know? And then at 67, you say, okay, I've had a good run of things.
Now I think I'll get married.
I think I'll get married now. Maybe we'll scale back my dating life to twice a week. You know? A real Blanche Devereaux. Sorry, honey.
It wasn't long before, after her third divorce ended, that she met Frank Rodriguez, honey. Frank was born Jose Francisco Rodriguez and was raised in Connecticut to a close family.
Okay.
He married his high school sweetheart and joined the Navy. Frank enjoyed traveling to different countries with his job, but it kept him away from his home. Like, he was, home, like 5 or 6 months out of the year.
I don't see why this is a bad thing.
Well, his wife was like, honey, now, shit, I want to see my man. I want to hang out with you. Which, it played a huge part in their divorce, because they got divorced after 14 years together. She was like, I can't.
So here's the thing. If I've stuck in for 14 years, we gonna make this shit work.
Well,
we gonna make this shit work.
She put up her hair and she left, honey.
I'm not leaving you. I'm this close to getting everything when you croak. Why would I fumble that kind of bag, you know? Why would I do that?
Well, he quit the Navy after his divorce, and he went to college to earn a degree in teaching.
Okay.
In his new degree in teaching, it led him to a job working with troubled kids at some camp. The different things I said, it was like a camp, and sometimes it was something else. So, honey, I'm just gonna call it a camp for troubled kids. Call it that. It was there where he met Angelina. They went on their first date around Valentine's Day and were married by April of the same year, honey. You know, she moves fast.
Hold on, carry the one. Oh.
Yes.
That's not long at all.
No.
Okay.
Within the days of the wedding, the two moved 200 miles. After the wedding, they moved 200 miles to South California in Montebello.
Okay.
Where Frank started a new job.
Okay.
At school, honey.
Okay. I mean, listen, baby, you got a job. I'll go wherever you want.
But Angelina wasn't too happy there at all. She was like, honey, because she was like in Paso Robles for like a very long time. Like that was like her home. Like even like in New York, she was like, no, Robles is my home. So she wasn't happy. She left all of her friends and stuff. And the relationship started to suffer because Angelina was unhappy with the move. Like, she refused to give up her apartment in Paso Robles. Like, she was still paying rent in the apartment.
Wait, you paying that high-ass rent?
And she was still paying the rent, and she would go back on the weekends to bring her daughter. She's like, come on, sweetie, we're going home.
Okay.
So she would spend the weekends at her old apartment.
Okay.
And Frank began asking his mother and his pastor for advice, because he was like, I need to, like, maintain my marriage, honey, because it's crumbling. She's not doing well, my marriage.
It's not doing well. It's not great.
5 months after the move, Frank came home from work complaining about stomach pains, which was unusual for him because he was, like, healthy as hell. Okay. He's, like... I think he liked doing like the fitness and stuff. Like he was in good health. Yeah. And the pain had intensified so much by the next morning, Angelina had driven him to the hospital. He was told by the doctor who examined him that he was like, "Oh, honey, that's either a flu or food poisoning. You're fine." Okay. He's like, he told Angelina like, just give him a lot of fluids, honey, so he can pass. Yeah. And he was sent home, and Angelina, she like nursed him back, like trying to nurse him back for 2 days. But honey, he fell out of the bed and died. On September 9, 2000, she called the police because he fell out of the bed. He was trying to get out of bed, and he just fell out of the bed. And she was like, honey, he's not breathing. He was like face down. The first responders came. They was like, oh, honey, he's not breathing. There was blood, like, coming out of his nose and his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, oh, no, huh? Well, he's not alive. And the medical examiner wasn't able to determine cause of death. He didn't have any wounds, internal bleeding, or the
Toxicology.
toxicology reports came back clear that there was no toxins or anything in his system.
Oh, okay.
Angelina wasn't content on not having any answers, honey. She would go to the damn police station, demand an answer. She was like, no, honey, why did he die?
Yeah.
I need to know why. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
She told him that, but then she told him that, like, I think he was murdered. Like, after a few days, she was like, honey, I think he was murdered.
Wait a minute. So this is taking a turn because I thought she poisoned him. And but it sounded, I was going to say now, Angelina. Now, Angelina, you done poisoned that man. You done poisoned that man, Angelina.
She was like,
but it sounds like maybe she didn't.
She was like, oh, honey, I think that he was murdered. She told the police about a former coworker. The coworker doesn't have a name. I'm gonna call him Bobby from now on. Okay. Because they never gave a name, but his name, I'm gonna call him Bobby.
But the toxicology report said that there were no toxins in his body. Okay.
Well, she told them about the former coworker, Bobby, who was rumored to be having an abuse. He was rumored to abusing the children at his old job. And Angelina and Frank were the ones that went to their supervisor and they reported him. And they were like, we don't see him misbehaving at all. So he got off and they didn't like it. They was like, well, this is messed up. Frank was like, no, honey, I can't. That's why they moved. Got a new job over there. Because he was like, honey, I can't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and again, he goes back to his old job for some reason.
To work?
No, I don't know.
To visit?
I guess. They never really said. They said something about a meeting or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he was interacting with the coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby too. He was interacting with him. And then she got sick. Right after he was hanging out with them, honey, he got sick.
Yeah.
And she was like, I just want y'all, she told him about that story. She's like, I just need y'all to
take a look.
Rush, just do something, honey. Because I have a funeral to plan too. This is
I have a lot on my plate. So it'd be great if you guys would look into this while I plan the funeral for my husband.
Okay.
Shit, help a bitch out.
Well, I'm trying to think which one I want to read first. Don't look at it.
Okay, I won't look. I really want to know though. Hurry up, bitch!
Well, 2 months prior to Frank's death, Angelina, because they started investigating, because it was curious.
Yeah.
2 months prior to his death, Angelina took out life insurance policy on Frank, which would grant her $250,000 if he died.
Okay.
And the investigators started to suspect that was the reason why Angelina was so persistent on them wanting the cause of death, because she couldn't get the money unless it wasn't a cause of death. So it was well, honey, we don't know. So they started asking around.
Mm-hmm.
And one of Frank's sisters, she was she was telling about the conversation he had with Angelina, because she was I just don't understand how he was poisoned. How do you poison people? That's crazy. And Angelina was instead of saying, I don't know, she was well, I mean, it is actually pretty easily, especially if you use these flowers called Orlanders. You know, the white Orlanders. Mm-hmm. She was if you use those, it's pretty easy. And they grow all around here. In California, they're everywhere. Actually, there's some in my backyard. It's crazy. So the lab...
These people are idiots. Idiots! Idiots!
So the lab... and then, actually, they were in the limo. They were going to the funeral. There's in the limo, and then there was Orlando's outside. She was like, "Oh, there they are! Remember the Orlando's I was telling you about? Those are the Orlando's right there, girl. I told you, anyone can do them. Anyone can get them." Yeah. And then the lab was well, we're gonna test his body for Orlanders, because we gonna see. Mm-hmm. And then Angelina called the detectives with some new developments, honey. She was someone just called me, and then they said, it was an anonymous call, and they said that you guys might want to check for antifreeze too. Like, I don't know who they were, but like, you might want to check for that too. So I was like, okay, they did. On November 28th, the lab results came back positive for both Orlando and antifreeze. Frank's body had 6 times the amount of antifreeze that could kill him. The test also revealed that he was given his fatal dose not too long before he died, which... On December 13th, Angelina received a call from Frank's old coworker, Bobby, asking, why are you telling the police I killed Frank? She was like, honey, you need to talk to them about that. I don't know. And then she called the police and was like, oh,
why are you telling?
She was like, Bobby just called me. He was threatening and harassing me, honey. Like, I think he's after me now. But honey, the police told Bobby to call her. They were listening in the phone calls, and they were listening on the ones that she called them.
Oh! She's so dumb.
Yeah. She was like, she wanted that cause of death so bad
that she just like couldn't
incriminated herself. And no, and it gets worse still.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. What else?
In January of 2001, the investigators told Angelina that they were going to make an arrest. And she was like, well, can I be there? Because
oh, honey, you will be.
Oh,
honey, you will be.
She was like, I want to see the look on Bobby's face whenever he's getting arrested. And I was like, oh, they told her, like, oh, they assured her that she will be present for that arrest.
You betcha.
And a few weeks
you
later,
bet your bottom dollar, Tex. You'll fucking be there.
A few weeks later, Angelina was arrested.
Uh-huh.
While looking through her purse, they found a sheet of paper with a list dividing how she was going to spend the life insurance policy money.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of Angelina's from Paso Robles, named Palmyra, testified against her. She said that before Frank's death, the two discussed Orlando's often. She was like, oh yeah, they were talking about the poison, like how much you need to like poison someone. Like they were talking about it for a long time.
That dude bruto.
And Palmyra also revealed that the reason why Angelina kept her apartment and spent some of her weekends there is because she had a boyfriend, honey. She had a whole man.
Mm-hmm.
So Angelina was pissed at her friend Palmyra, honey. She was, I don't like her.
What are you gonna do?
And then Angelina's cellmate came forward to the police saying that Angelina was asking around the cell block for a hitman to take out Palmyra. She was like, I'll give him $20,000. Take her out, honey. I can't stand Palmyra.
You know who you should be mad in this situation, sis?
Yo, goddamn
yourself. You should be upset with yourself.
So the authorities, once they found out about that, they're like, oh, okay. They played along. I hate that they do that shit. They played along. Like, okay, they had an undercover cop pretending to be the hitman. They showed pictures of Palmyra shot in the head, but they're like obviously staged.
Uh-huh.
And whenever she saw the picture, she just like gasped, like, how did you get those? Mm-hmm. 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 All right, I'm sorry. I missed my spot. Okay. During her trial, it was revealed that because all the evidence was like stacked up against her. Like she had there was no case.
She
pretty much she incriminated herself.
She had no defense.
Yeah,
nothing. She was done.
So they were like, well,
toast.
We need to like at least like try to like get some sympathy for her. Because she didn't
her defense team?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't have, like, the best life. Like, her grandfather would, like, from a very young age, like, he would molest her.
Yeah.
And she, all the way up to her teens, like, she had, like, 2 abortions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like, well, this is the angle.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to go with.
One. But then they were like, well, we looked into Alicia's death, and it was very suspicious. It was very, very, very suspicious. They believed that Angelina killed her daughter to get $750,000 for the life insurance policy. And
so she got some money.
She got $750,000. That's why I didn't want to say anything at first.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, this story has really taken a turn.
And in October 2003, Angelina was convicted of first-degree murder, was sentenced to death. She like opened up her case and she's like, well, let's do like a new like sentencing. But I was like, okay, but she was resentenced to death in 2010.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, she's on death row now, honey. She's 50 something.
Cheese and rice. Oh my God.
She wasn't.
Miss Rodriguez.
She wasn't.
She's not the brightest.
Because she incriminated herself, and all the evidence was just stacked up against her.
You gave your defense team nothing to work with. Like, mistakes were made,
Yeah.
Miss Rodriguez. Mistakes were made.
Weren't there?
I'm just saying, like, I think that, like, the most, like, the death with her baby.
Mm-hmm.
That was I was just like, where's this going? The entire time I was just like, so where's this going? So what are we doing? I was on the verge of thinking, this poor woman. She's lost her child. She's losing her husband. This poor woman. And I was like, but Mocha wouldn't cover this story.
Especially makeup and murder.
I'm not on makeup and murder.
Yeah, I was like, well, let me write it to her, like, I keep it guessing.
You kept the tricks guessing, didn't you? Oh my God. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I personally don't believe in the death penalty. I believe that you should just rot. And you know what's worse than being put to death? Death is release.
Well,
you know? Once you just think about how many times you woke up way early in the morning to go to a job that you were over. And you'd be like, you know what, it'd be fine if I just died. You know? Because in some cases, death is like release. Like, fuck, thank God
especially
that's
if
over.
you're like in jail or something.
And sometimes you want that for your regular everyday life. You're just like, oh, I wish I were dead for like a couple of hours and then I could come back, right? Imagine being locked away in a box. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's release.
With that horrible food, those horrible outfits, you can't wear makeup.
There's not a decent gym. Yeah, you gotta make your own makeup out of like Vaseline and Kool-Aid packets. That's how you make the lipstick, honey.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So everyone has either like red lipstick,
Yeah.
or purple, but
Or like pink.
oh, yeah.
It's not MAC.
Mm.
It ain't the fucking Laura Lee.
It ain't Laura Lee, honey. Well, you can like start mixing the reds and the pinks near the yellows.
Right? Maybe you'll come out with a little something. It ain't the cat's pajamas, or what the hell is this?
This is topless.
It ain't topless, honey. Oh my God. Before we go, I'm watching a new show. Well, new to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're gonna like it.
What is
And
that?
you know what, dolls? We are so late to the party. Well, here's the thing, because it's on HBO. And there's this new show. Now, y'all know I support the LGBTQIA+ shows.
Mm-hmm.
I support them. I will watch all of them. I have watched all of them. Some of them have been fantastic. Some of them not so good. But I am going to fucking watch. You're going to get my support. Well, there's one out called Generation that has some actors in it that I'm very fond of. The show is... you know what? Season 2 is going to be fantastic.
Well...
It's kind of like one of those slice of life shows. It reminds me very much like, oh, this was high school. And if you guys ever see it, you're going to be like, bitch, that was your high school experience?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. But, so, Generation, they only parse it out like 3 episodes at a time. Well, honey, on a weekend, how often do you really get out of your house coat on the weekends, you know?
Yeah.
So I done peeled through all them damn episodes. And so I started watching this Euphoria. With, oh God, why do I forget her name?
Doesn't Gilligan Flynn write for it or something?
Who is Gilligan Flynn? Am I supposed to know who that is?
She's the girl. She wrote Gone Girl, Sharp Objects.
Oh, probably. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Euphoria. You guys already know.
I believe that she does. I'm not for sure.
Casting. Here we go. Zendaya.
Mm-hmm,
Zendaya. First of all, Zendaya does the best acting I've ever seen her do.
Mm-hmm.
Zendaya was a Disney girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, I love Zendaya, so I feel like I can say this. The acting was not...
I mean, because most of everyone from Disney, the acting isn't that good.
Good, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like they have to play, like, overact.
Right. to make it
the
like
Disney thing.
children
Yeah.
like obnoxious things, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, her acting here, so impressive. The storyline, so impressive. I think it's very close to how High School Experience is. Now, if I had to say, Euphoria discusses like drug use a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was not drugged out in high school, like, so I didn't do the drugs. Now I was not a stranger to a nice glass of whiskey.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
But
Well, it was vodka back in the day.
it was vodka, yeah. Yeah, whiskey's our new thing. Vodka's our old thing. So I can't relate on the drug use, but everything else, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. The show is so good. You guys know, I don't know, I feel like there are different kind of TV watchers in the world. I'm a TV watcher where I'm watching the show, but I'm also doing other things, but I've not missed anything that happens in the show. And I feel like with other shows, I found myself able to do that. Not with Euphoria. It will suck you in. And if you're doing anything where you have to maybe you're trying to concentrate, you will stop what you're doing to watch this fucking show. It is really good. I'm kind of scared for the second season because I feel like Zendaya's maybe not in it. I haven't finished it. I don't know. I don't know where the second season's going. Are you guys watching Euphoria? Did you watch Euphoria?
Yeah.
I think we need to watch it. I think maybe it'll be one of the shows that we put in our rotation. You guys know our friendship has always been we experience culture together, and by culture, I'm talking reality shows. For the most part, it's a large part of our experience, even though we have varied interests, we've always, pop culture has always brought us together. And so we have, for years, we watched, smashing series such as The Bad Girls Club.
Yes.
Real World Road Rules back in our formative years.
Okay.
We moved on to, a little Love and Hip Hop, a little Basketball Wives.
Mob Wives.
Mob Wives. Oh my God, do you remember Mob Wives?
Do I remember Mob Wives?
But, we stopped watching. You continued to watch.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard.
Mocha's been a real one because Mocha continued to watch Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, all of that. And I fell off somewhere. Somewhere around the time Love and Hip Hop Hollywood came out is when I stopped watching those shows. But we just started. It's so cute on Wednesday. We get so excited.
Oh, yeah,
Now, we will have to watch it the day after it comes out because we're cable cutters.
Okay.
We don't believe... No.
We don't believe in cable, huh?
You're not going to tell me what I'm going to watch. I'm going to tell you what I want to watch and when I want to watch it.
Yeah.
And so, a consequence of that action is we have to watch the shows the next day. So, these shows come out on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, we have a night where we get together and we watch our shows. And I think we should add this to the lineup because... you're gonna really like. Now it's raw. On the first episode, I saw hard dick and a drug overdose.
Well.
On the second episode, I saw soft dick and another drug overdose. And I'm talking a lot of just swanging penis. A lot of it.
I mean.
A lot of it.
I don't.
I saw tits too.
I see nothing wrong with that.
Well, but here's the part. They're children.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not exciting.
Or they're actors.
They're adults.
I was about to say, I would hope they were adults playing.
Yes, they are adults, but they're playing children. So it's not even because your character is 17. Nothing about this excites me.
Yeah.
Nothing about this excites me. You haven't lived enough. You know what? Do you just find someone who is seasoned to be more attractive?
Of course.
I just find
Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, a little less Lowry's, a little less. We really went for the season. I was thinking, maybe a little table salt, I just find life experiences attractive. Nothing about a young whippersnapper does anything to me.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? A dependent.
It sounds.
That sounds like somebody you have to claim on your taxes.
Okay.
No one wants that out of life. Oh God, look at us running over. You guys. So, oddly enough, right after we tape this, you guys know we have another channel called Tea Time, and we are live every Sunday, and we are just a few moments away from having to start that show. So you know what? We're gonna peace out of here. If you guys want to ever check us out on Tea Time, I'm sure most of you came from Tea Time, but there's got to be at least a couple of you who haven't. I think, Mocha, do you ever put the channel thing down there?
I put everything.
You put it down there?
Everything we talk about is gonna be in the description box.
You can check us out over there. But we're gonna go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You know, and how do we sign the fuck off on this channel?
Life's a blush.
Oh, yeah. And remember, life's a blush, and then you die.